What is cherry picking to you? Do you like cherry picking, or are you more of a tier level guy? I want to be a diamond, driver, platinum, whatever. Or do you want to make money? Stay tuned and I'm going to show you what I think about cherry picking, what I consider cherry picking, and I'm going to have you go each day of the week with me as I cherry pick. Today's Monday. Follow me and let's see how much money I make. Cherry picking to me means being selective on the rides you want. I'm not chasing unicorns. If that unicorn pops up, great. It's a bonus. That's the same way I feel about tips. If they tip me, great, that's a bonus, but I don't accept the ride thinking, all right, well, they're going to tip me, because when you do that, you're going to be disappointed. But cherry picking to me is basically, what day is it? What am I trying to accomplish? What is my goal for that day? What am I trying to make? Or what's going on in the city? You know, today's a Monday. So what do I know about Mondays in Jacksonville? Mondays are great days with airports. You're going to get a lot of people coming into town that are going to a conference, say either in Fernandina to the Ritz or to the Omni. Then you're going to have people coming down to Jack's Beach, either at just one of the Courtyard Marriotts or they're going to Sawgrass. There's like an EMT convention. I looked that up on Gridwise. That kind of helped me. But that's some things that you got to take into effect. But Monday's a great day. Now, Tuesday cherry picking, it's going to be different. I might start later in the day, might not be as busy. The airport's not quite as busy. So it always kind of depends on what day it is. But cherry picking, it's not a unicorn. It's all about strategy. Now my cherry picking is definitely going to start off with a surge. So you see I turned it on, now I'm right there. Now I'm going to be over here. You see the surges? I'm picking which one I'm going to go to based on what area I want to do. Do I want to go to St. Augustine? Do I want to go to Jack's Beach? What area do I want to go to? That makes a huge difference. To me, that's what cherry picking is. It depends on what day of the week, what time, all that. Today's episode, I'm cherry picking. It's a Monday afternoon. I started earlier, caught 2 good surges because it was raining. I had a couple errands to run. I still made $31 starting off. Now I'm actually at $51. So that goes to show you, I've only done 3 rides and I've already got 3 trips completed. I got 51.59. That's because I cherry picked and I caught surges. That's how you do it. Stay tuned. I'm gonna show you how I do it. This spun out. Stay tuned, I'm gonna show you how I do it. Now I'm in Jacksonville, your area might be different. Different days of the week are different. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cherry pick every day of the week and I'm gonna show you the times that I would use it and the times that it's best and how I use the cherry picking, surge chasing, and all that combined together to make a good strategy so I can make some money, because otherwise, why would I be doing it? So what I'm gonna do is try to catch that $11 surge right there. That's my goal. If I do, great. If I don't, well, I'm gonna stop at the gas station anyways and grab something, so I don't really care. But if I do grab it, I'm still gonna stop at the gas station. Because I got it on pause, I'm good to go with that. It gives me enough time to do it, and that's how you do it. And now I have noticed lately that when I pause it and I try to do, when I pause it and try to catch a surge, when I do it during the rides, I'll take a ride and I'll pause it so that in case I'm going in an area with a surge, it's been reloading that coffee cup a lot more rapidly than normal. So I've actually been catching back-to-back breaks. And that way I was able to catch surges or see if I wanted to stay in that area. Maybe I didn't feel like going that direction. I wanted to go back to where I was. So I know my area, I've done it for a while. It kind of helps. If I go somewhere different, I don't really know. I'm more looking at surges and different other things because I don't know what area is best because it's not my area. So that always comes to play. It always helps. If you're visiting out of town, say you caught a ride from the airport, everything changes. But surges kind of help send you in the right direction. Sometimes, not all the time. Update real quick. I actually caught that $11 surge. Bam, bam, and I'm at the red light. So that's pretty good. Now, when they say, oh, when I drive to it, it always poofs, goes away, that's because I pause it and I head that direction. I don't just have it running. I don't have it sending me rides trying to decline them, even though my acceptance rating and my cancellation rating is pretty high. As you can see, the cancellation rate is only high because I'm trying to keep a surge. It'll send me a crappy offer and I'll accept it and immediately decline it. I don't go to people and then just leave on them. I don't do that stuff. Only time I would ever do something like that is if you start sending me crazy text messages and cussing me out, then yeah, I'm gonna cancel, because if you're doing that before you even get in my car, then what's gonna happen once you get in my car? I don't want to deal with it. It's a headache. That's how I avoid a lot of those issues. So when you see that, don't get confused. Cancellation rate ain't because I go and try to scam people and get a fee and do this and do that. No, it has nothing to do with that. I immediately cancel. I'm just trying to keep a surge. That's why it's higher. That's why I do it. I practice what I preach and I know what I'm doing. I make money. It's hard. It's even harder than it used to be. So that's why my tactics have changed, and you got to be ready to pivot, man. You got to pivot because the Uber algorithm will change. Your area might change of different events, different weather, different times of the year. Every different factor goes into play. So now that surge has disappeared. I'm going to stop at the gas station anyways. I might talk a little bit more while I'm stopped. I don't like doing this too much like this, but sometimes I just got to. All right, guys, like and subscribe. And all right, so this is it, right? I made $51 so far today. I've done 3 trips. So I cherry picked. I caught surges and then I picked rides I wanted to do. I think I did 1 request, and that I had to do because I was trying to go to do an appointment. So that's how I also use it too, to sometimes do it in my to my advantage, because if I'm going somewhere, I'm gonna try to catch a ride back. Maybe I can get a ride in that direction. So that's the great thing about it. So that's why sometimes you gotta try to do stuff like that. Be smart, use it to your advantage. Even when you're not trying to work, maybe you can make some gas money, whatever. It all adds up. But the cherry picking, a lot of people want to think cherry picking is, oh, I want that big unicorn of a ride that's like super good, it's long, or pays all this crazy money. But that's not what cherry picking is. Cherry picking is using it to stay in certain areas. Keep within your strategy. It means you're not accepting every ride. You're not worried about a tier level. You're not worried about your acceptance rating. You're declining rides that aren't good, that aren't paying good, don't make any sense. They're too long to go pick up, even though they're a little short drop off, but you're driving too far. You're going in an area you don't really want to be in. You're going on the side of town you don't want to stay at. Maybe there's an event. So there's so many factors that play into when it comes to cherry picking, but everybody gets it confused. Cherry picking, oh, that ride's not good, you're not cherry picking. No, I'm cherry picking to use whatever strategy I want to use for that day. If you go back and watch my TPC episode, that one I was talking about cherry picking of how to go hit that event back to back to back to back to back. Most people don't even know how to do that. It's not that hard, but that was cherry picking, because what I did was I paused it, I stopped the request, and I only accepted rides that were staying or going close to the area, that weren't going too far no matter what they paid, because I knew I was gonna make more money going back and forth as much as possible while that event was going on. So that's why cherry picking is so many different ways that you can use it depending on the day of the week, the time of day. Today is Monday. I actually start at like 11 because I had a doctor's appointment. Now it's 2:47. So now I'm going to do the rest of the day. I'm going to cherry pick. I'm going to stay in certain areas. I might go hit the airport. I'm going to check on that Gridwise app, see what time the airport's going to be hot. So I'll know if I get in that area, if I get a ride that goes that way, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hit the airport. I know it's going to be busy at that time. So you got to kind of plan it out, have a little strategy. That's why I use the Gridwise, so I'll know like, hey, what times is it supposed to be busy at the airport, so I'll know what times I might be up in that area, or I'll take a ride that's going that way regardless if it's paying that great, just to get up there, to get paid to go up there and then go to the airport. Now the airport's not as profitable as it used to be, so I kind of iffy about it sometimes, but I still hit it on a daily basis. But I'm only going up there if I know it's busy, or if I get a ride to the airport to drop off, then I'm going to pause it and I'm going to pick somebody else up. And that's another key thing with airports. Always pause the trip when you drop them off, because it's not going to give you a ride in the queue. It's going to give you something somewhere else. At least it does in Jacksonville. If it does differently in your area, leave a comment. I'd like to know. But if you're a new driver, cherry picking's not looking for that unicorn. That's more luck than anything. Now, I would love to be lucky. I like being lucky. Being lucky makes a good bonus. But strategy is a sound way to make sure that you're going to guarantee or have better odds of making more money. The cherry picking is part of it. Catching surges is part of it. Knowing your area, knowing what times of day are best to work. That's what all comes together and makes a sound strategy. But cherry picking, it is not the unicorns. Those are great if they come across your way. But honestly, cherry picking, it's going to depend on what day of the week you're doing, what you're trying to do. So stay tuned, and I'm going to show you throughout the day on this Monday how I cherry picked, what rides I took, what rides I didn't. We'll go through the list. I'll show you all the cancels I made, the declines. I'll do all that. I'll show you when I decline a ride. I'll show you when I do this. That way you can get an idea how much I made that day, what kind of cherry picking thing. And I got a full tank of gas. Always make sure you start off with a full tank of gas. Don't be cheap and say, hey, I'm just going to start off with a quarter tank, and then you get that unicorn ride and you can't make it because you ain't got no gas money, or your gas isn't full and they don't want to wait, whatever. I'm not going to make them wait. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to go throughout the day. I'm going to show you how it is. Maybe I'll get some interviews from them. Pastors can be kind of finicky. Same way with some of you drivers. It's hard to get you guys to go on camera. You know, if you come on camera, I'm going to give you credit. I'm not trying to steal your stuff. I just want to help you guys out. But like and subscribe, that does help out, and I will see you guys later. $16 was only in fact because I had an $11 surge, so it means it's not a long trip. It would only been like $4. So those are the instances where a surge can maybe increase passengers' fare. I'm not 100% sure. I want to find out. But if it does, I apologize. You can always just cancel the ride, which I've had people do, and then have somebody else pick it up, and it might be cheaper. But you got to look at it from my perspective. I'm not getting paid that much as it is, so I'm trying to get more of my cut. That's why. So we'll see. I'll try to find out what happens. So now I'm going to get to the airport about 4:30, 5 o'clock. You can see with the Gridwise how it shows about 5 o'clock, 4:30. There's going to be a lot of people landing, about 800 passengers. So I know I took that ride. It was a comfort option, so that means it was almost $1 a mile. Now there's probably be some traffic. It's all good. Getting $1 a mile. Hopefully they'll tip. Usually they do when it comes to an airport like that. But at least I know when they landing, people will be landing. There's going to be about 1,000 people between 3:30 or whatever. So now I took a good ride. I got to turn back around. $16 was only because of the fact that I had. So now that one I made like 11 bucks, and I had the airport reservation next, but I paused it because I wanted to make sure I got to them because it was a good, decent reservation, and I know I'm going to be busy at that airport. But if you notice, anytime I go to the airport, I'm going to have that coffee cup paused, and I'll do that more on another episode. But I just want to touch on that real quick when it comes to cherry picking. That's going to be your main tool to cherry pick, because I'll help you kind of catch surges, and then you can kind of decide what you want to do. But anytime you go to the airport, always pause it, because it's not going to give you, at least in Jacksonville, if it's different somewhere else, let me know, leave a comment. But it's not going to give you a ride from the airport. It's not going to put you in a queue. It's not going to do that. It's going to send you somewhere else closer, and you're going to miss out. So don't ever go to the airport without it paused, or just stop new request if you run out of those breaks. That's another trick you could do. You could just go right back online. Maybe it'll make you do a picture, who cares? But I'm just saying, that's a trick, a tip you need to know. It always helps. Best thing ever. Guys, like and subscribe. I'm about to catch these people, take them to the airport, and should be about 1,000 people landing around that period. Give me a good ride. Now, I'm going to cherry pick at the airport. I'm going to give you an idea of what to take, what not to take, and I'm going to show you all the crazy offers I get from Walmart and everything. But now you got to remember, it's Jacksonville. It's a little different. So, guys, like and subscribe. And here's a little thing from our sponsor, or our affiliate, Gridwise. That's why I use them. It's a great time for you to plug it in here, because I use it for the airports. That way you guys will know. There's a link below. It does help and support the channel. Hey, costs money and time to make these, but I do it too because I want to help you guys. Yeah, it'd be nice to make some money, but at the same time, I like helping you guys. Plus, I like filming it. It gives me something to do, especially driving around all day, get kind of bored. So like and subscribe though, that does help. and thank you guys. Just want to take a minute out of this episode to talk about Gridwise. There's a link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so if you do click on it, it does help. It helps out the channel. It helps me create more of these episodes. The last one I did with Gridwise, the review, that was non-pay, not promoted, but they contacted me afterwards. So I still have the honest review. It's still 4 out of 5 stars. I still use it. If you look right there, you'll see I got my mileage. It's got airports, let you know. Look at that. If you were there at that time, there ain't nobody landing. But it lets you know when there is people landing. That one makes a huge difference. It's got flight details, it's got insights, it's got events, and it tells you all kinds of stuff. That's Gridwise Plus. So click on the link in the description, guys. It will help. If you're interested, it's got 14-day trial. It's like $9.99 a month, or you could pay for it for a year. Click on the link. It helps out. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Back to the episode. It's right at the edge where you pick people up. Like right when you pull into the place, that's where you're supposed to park at to get a ride, which is crazy because you can't park there. You're in everybody's way, so you literally have to drive to that point. If you don't get a ride you want, then you got to circle back around all the way back to the waiting lot in order for it to give you another ride. And in that meantime, which you could turn around or you just head back to the waiting lot. Now, I usually do it. Some people might not, but the reason why I'll do it is because it makes it easier. You're closer if you're cherry picking. I don't know if it makes a difference. I just like to already be on the way instead of sitting there waiting. It's just, to me, it's just easier. But if you see, we only got 16 to 20 cars, and I got 21 to 25 comfort option. Because I have a comfort option, I have an extra thing. Now I could put pet on there and I'd have another one. I did have a lady one time that had a cat in her bag that got off the plane, but with pet I never had too many people, never had issues. People could still say it's a service dog and get around it, so nothing you could do about it. So really, I don't take the pet, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't think it pays much more to risk even getting a pet. I'd rather just somebody take the chance with a service dog and go that route, even though it might not be one, than me having to pick up a pet knowingly and something happened to my leather seats. So, and then plus, what if it sheds, whatever. I don't want to increase those odds. Then I got to clean it out in between rides. So kind of went off on a tangent. Back to the cherry picking, guys. So I'm gonna drive up to the thing. We're gonna see what kind of rides I get. I'm gonna show you how I kind of pick. Now, it is a Monday. Mondays are good for airports because Mondays get a lot of people coming into town to go to Fernandina or Sawgrass out in Ponte Vedra for conferences. So Monday is a great day for people coming in for it. I'm sure it's great for people leaving. I don't really do too early mornings. I've done it before. I'm more of a night, afternoon person. I got other stuff during the day I try to take care of. So it's just easier like that. I don't mind getting up early if I have to. I just don't want to do it just to take people to airport every morning. I tend to do it more so only every once in a while. I'll have a reservation to take somebody. That's when I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm not worried about it. So, as you can see still, now there were 16 people in line. 21 to 25 comfort. I'm standard mode. I'm not advantaged. They keep telling me, oh, you're going to be at the back of the queue, but I always get that thing to send me, go ahead and go, and I always get a ride. So that advantage mode, standard mode is just BS. I have a high acceptance rating, or a low acceptance rating. I got a high cancellation rating, and I still get the same rides as when I was a diamond driver. I just can't stay in one area for 2 hours a day with diamond, where it'll keep me in like a little area. But I can do that with my coffee cup and stop new request trick, so it doesn't matter. Makes no sense. So that's why I do these videos, guys. I'm trying to help you out and show you, like, there's a lot of things. Now I got a decent one to Jack's Beach, so I'm just gonna take that one right off the rip. I want to go back to Jack's Beach. $25, not the greatest, but it's not too bad. So, you know, didn't really help with the cherry picking, but I guess sometimes better off like that. So now what I'm gonna do though is, before I pick them up, I'm gonna hit that coffee cup. So now when I get to Jack's Beach, if there's a surge or something, I'll be able to catch it, and then we'll cherry pick from there, guys. So far I'm at like $100. That guy didn't give me a tip yet, so probably when he lands in New York, if he uses the app again, that's when he'll probably tip me. maybe he won't, but that's usually what happens, especially with the airport. He just got out, got to go get his luggage, so he's got a lot more on his mind than necessarily, hey, let me tip this guy. Even though some people do it when they're in the car, which is nice, but not everybody remembers he was busy playing on his phone. I don't know what he was doing, because talked for a couple seconds and then he was busy with whatever. So that's understandable. I talked to him for a minute. Everything was good. I didn't feel like he felt like talking anymore, never said nothing, so I left alone, was quiet, focused on traffic. Because sometimes, guys, you gotta focus on the traffic, still try to talk, but you know, sometimes if it's a lot of people around, you've got to really focus on the road. And I'll admit it too, I get distracted in a conversation sometimes to where I missed a turn or something. You know, I'm not perfect, so I don't ever want you guys to say, hey, I'm claiming I'm perfect, this is what you gotta do it like me. No, I'm just like you, except for I know some different things you might not know, and I'm trying to help you. I wish somebody would have done this for me when I first started. I probably would have made a lot more money than I was focused on that diamond level and all those different tier BS. But back then also with diamond, you got a cash reward, so I did get like $200 something. So I mean, it was a nice little bonus. I mean, it was great, not the end of the world. Back then did kind of help with the airports, but at the same time, I don't really know if it did, because now with cherry picking, ain't nothing really changed except for I don't get certain backup bonus. I don't get $150. I get up 50, but it makes it a lot easier though than having a 150 backup bonus. But we'll go back into the backup bonus later on another episode. I got some theories about that one too, guys. So let me pick these people up, and then we'll go back to cherry picking and see how it goes from there. Let's see what I can make today. Maybe I can make 200. I've already started off with 100. And plus, I always let people know that I got a sign on top. It makes it easy. $5.25 surge. So see, I was doing that while I was making a video, so that goes to help with what you do stuff. Sorry, I gotta put on my seatbelt because I don't like that thing going off. But that goes to show why I paused it when I dropped that guy off. I forgot I even had it paused when I was doing this video real quick, and then bam, I got $5.25. So that's part of the cherry picking, is catching those surges, because that boost, if you'll show, when I show you what I got a tip on every ride and I got a surge on every ride. That made a huge difference. That's why I got that much money. Now I got this terrible reserve trip, which I'm not gonna take, so I don't care about that. But guys, cherry picking, it makes a huge difference. That's why you guys should do it. I hope you follow along. I hope you like how I did my day. I'm making pretty good money. I've only done like 6 trips so far. I think I've done 6 trips. The last trip I had was $38. Then I had 38, 30, 17, 20, 13, 17, and 12. That was the cheapest one. Actually, they were all been $17 or more. So that's how you guys do it. It really works. Trust me. And look at that, $10 ride. I'm just gonna take it because I don't care. Like and subscribe, guys. Stay tuned to my channel because I'm gonna help you guys out. That's what I'm trying to do. I really do want to help you guys make some money. If you're starting out, you're frustrated, I'm just trying to show you there's an easier way to do everything, and it's not that hard. Actually, I think I got the same guy again, literally. So we'll see. And when you want to make money, you gotta have a strategy, a sound strategy. But now every area is different. I'm in Jacksonville. You might be in Kentucky. You might be in Tennessee. You might be in Miami. You might be in Orlando. So everywhere's different. And that's one reason why too Gridwise will come into handy, because if you know what conventions or whatever stuff's going on in your city, if you know how busy your airport is, that's one good reason why to do it. So if you want to use that link below, that will set you up with a 14-day free trial. It's an affiliate link. They sponsor me, or they decided to work with me after I did that free review. If you watch that video, kind of goes into detail about it, but that video does not have a link because I said in that video there was no link. I'm not going to put a link back on that video. But back to the cherry picking, guys. Cherry picking, to me, I used to not do it. And I was literally that guy because I didn't have videos like this. So I was literally that guy. I was like, all right, I'm going to be a diamond driver. I'm going to take good reservations. Like, I was getting a lot of reservations at the time. Every night I'd have $70 reservation, $50 reservation. I'd have great reservations every night. I spent a lot of my time at night. I was waiting tables, so I wouldn't get off till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. But my strategy back then was a lot different, but I didn't know any better. I was more like, oh man, I don't want to cancel because my rate's going under 85%. I'm going to lose my diamond status. I'm going to lose this. And then once I finally stopped focusing on that tier levels, when Uber changed their algorithm, is when I finally realized that cherry picking isn't about unicorns. It's more about, how do I want to make some money? How do I get around not taking all these rides? I'm not afraid to decline this, decline that. Now, I don't decline a lot of them because sometimes once you keep declining, it just might as well just take something that's going to get me in an area that's okay. You're not going to always get the best ride. Sometimes you got to just settle for okay. But that's fine because I'm going to an area that might have a surge. So that's why I go that way, because I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go drop them off. And then I'm going to look on my CarPlay and I'm going to say, all right, there's a surge. Or as soon as I rate them, they get out of the car, it pops up $1.50 surge or $3 surge or $7 surge. You know, so that's why I'll do it like that. And that's how I make some money. I mean, today I'm already at a pretty good amount of money. It's Monday. I've already done a couple airport trips. I've also had, what else did I have? I made $138 today. Look at that, 6 trips. I made $138, and I'm still waiting on a tip from the one guy I took to the airport. He still probably ain't landed, so I'm not even focused on that. But I'm saying is it could be like 150 right now. It could be at once he does tip me, but I'm not focused on that. I don't care. But I'm just going to show, like, I get a lot of tips because I treat people right, but I cherry pick and I also catch surges. So when I'm driving around on a Monday, $138, that's really good. And I haven't even been driving straight. I've been stopping. I had to run errands. I had to do this. I had to do that. And I still made $138. So that's another thing you gotta learn to do, is when you're doing Uber, use it to your advantage, because they're gonna use you for their advantage. So why not flip the script and use them to your advantage? That's one thing I always try to teach people and preach, is use it to your advantage. Don't go around scamming people. Don't go around and just trying to get to them and then cancel to where you get a fee or whatever. Don't do shady stuff like that. It's going to come back to you. So when I say stuff like that, that's nothing what I mean. I mean is strategy, catch surges, do everything the right way, treat people right, you're going to get tips. I mean, you can look at all of my things and I got tons of tips. Like if you look at my inbox, I've got $3 tip, $13, $9, $3, $3, $7, $5, $3. Look at all those tips I got. $18.98. I mean, I got tons of tips because people like what I do. I'm great with people. I know how to talk to people. So that's why I try to show you guys in this video. It's great to have something like this because I didn't have it in the beginning. I literally had to do all this stuff I had to do and learn was trial and error. I mean, TPC, I kind of started cherry picking at TPC, and TPC actually came from one of my passengers. The guy told me I had a airport reservation to take somebody from TPC all the way to Daytona. It was like $80 or $90 ride, and I'm like, that was a great ride, but TPC was still going on. And when I told the guy, I was like, yeah, I gotta go to Daytona. He's like, why? He's like, isn't that a long drive back? I'm like, yeah, but it's a good amount. And he goes, yeah, but why don't you just cancel that ride and keep coming back and hit this a bunch more times? So I thought about it. When I dropped me off, I did it, and I made way more money off the next 2 or 3 rides than I would have made off that one ride. And then I still hit it 2 or 3 more times after that. And you can check that out in that video. But cherry picking is a great thing, guys. Cherry picking really works. And trust me, I do it all the time. I just don't like people to be confused when you're saying cherry picking, that it's, oh, well, that's not a cherry picking ride. That's not cherry picking. My cherry picking is strategically cherry picking. I don't do the whole unicorn thing. If that pops up, great. But very rarely that's going to pop up. I have experience. I've done 2,500 rides. Like, I've been doing this for a minute. I have all this stuff. Look at this. I don't even have a 2,500. Sorry, I got 2,280 rides total, so that's pretty good. I thought a little bit more, but you know, I'm not trying to lie about it. Look at this. I catch a surge while I'm on here talking. Look at that, $6.25 surge. So that's what I'm gonna do, catch surge. Thank you guys, like and subscribe. All right guys, so today was a pretty good day, right? This is what I made. Only did 7 trips. I made $166, okay? 7 trips, 4 hours. That's with surge, cherry picking, smart strategy. That's all I drove. I was doing errands in between doing that. So if you don't think it works, it does work. That's to go to show you. It was actually less than that. The guy just tipped me. It was like 15 bucks from the airport that I took earlier, that reservation. Now, that goes to show too. You guys say, oh, I didn't get a tip. I didn't get a tip. No, the guy didn't land at the airport till hours later. And then that's when he had to use the app again. And then he was prompted by Uber to tip me, which is the only good thing they do is they prompt them to rate us and tip us. So if they don't tip you, they just really ignored the whole prompt like 2 or 3 times. So that's the thing. When they didn't tip you, they didn't tip you. But he tipped me hours later when he landed. I knew it would have probably happened if he was going to tip me, because most people going to the airport are going to tip you. They're nice enough to do that. That's why I like the airport trips. Just wish they were better like they used to be. But it wasn't a bad reservation. It was a comfort ride. He did it for me. So $166. 4 hours, 57 minutes online, 7 trips. I ran errands, went to the doctor, got my oil changed, got gas, did quite a few things. I was out for more than 5 hours because I was doing other stuff. But I used Uber to my advantage and got stuff done, made money, cherry picked and caught surges, and I showed you how it works. So that was Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm gonna do a couple more episodes and I'll upload them all week as I do them, but I'm gonna go ahead and upload this one up early, probably be Tuesday. I'm almost done editing it. It does take time, so that's really the big issue. I might not be able to roll them all out as I go, but I'm gonna try. One thing I want you to see though too is this is Gridwise. That's the app for you guys. Now scan that QR code right there. That QR code will give me a that QR code is gonna give me affiliate link, so I get a little bit of something. I'm not complaining. I'm happy. It helps the channel. So if you want to help us out, go ahead, scan that link, drive smarter. I use the app. I mean, it's $9.99 a month. It's 14-day free trial. Try it out. If you don't like it, don't use it. But I used it when I was at the airport. I knew it was going to be busy when I landed. Got a good ride back. Caught that guy twice, so you can't complain about it. It's great. I use it. I left a review beforehand. When I did that, it contacted me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Gridwise, and you guys have a good day. Tomorrow I'll be back. I'm going to do another episode all week. I'm going to do Monday through Sunday. I ain't taking a day off, but I won't be able to upload them all that quick. I'm going to upload them as fast as possible. It takes a little time to edit it, upload it. That's why when you do that affiliate link, that little bit helps. That little bit of money kind of goes a long way with the time and the effort it takes to do all this for you guys. But use what I did. I showed you 4 hours, 5 hours, did errands, oil change, doctor. Can't complain about that. Thank you guys. Have a good night.